Springlocks actually dangerous? So to test this out, I decided to build my own spring lock. I wanted to make it out of wood, but I ended up hitting myself in the crotch with a piece of wood when I was cutting it. I saw it as like a sign to not use wood. So I decided to use metal, and I used aluminum because it's easy to bend and it's easy to drill into. And the dust that comes off of aluminum when you're cutting it, it smells so good. So I cut some pieces out, drilled some holes in, used some aluminum braze. It smells so good.
New evidence may leak aluminum dust and brain damage.
So I cut some pieces out, drilled some holes in, used some aluminum brazing rods, which I like to call my welding Duplo.
By the way, this person's name is Download Kant. Make sure you guys subscribe to them and hit that like button.
Oh, because I don't know how to regular weld. So I used a compression spring that was, I think, a capacity of 40 pounds, and it was done. This thing did a little bit of damage. I mean, it broke through glass, it cut through a banana, it shattered this egg, and it kind of did some damage to apples. But then it was the real test. I wanted to see if it could actually hurt me, and not gonna lie, it didn't do that much. I mean, this thing stung a little bit on my hand, but didn't really do that much damage. And my spring lock is actually a little stronger than the ones that you would buy on adamandeve.com and Amazon. So usually regular spring locks won't hurt, but I can fix that. So when you search up spring locks on Google, you don't actually come across regular spring locks, and instead all of this. And something caught my eye. It's this diagram right here of the spring lock suit, which pushes it.
Suit. Okay, so that would be like Spring Bonnie. I kind of like this diagram because, like, I always just kind of assumed it's just stabbing. I didn't really think about the inner parts. So yeah, so this would be like Spring Bonnie, and then the spring locks would be these things. Okay, and then the crank that they have, that William has to turn before he uses the suit. The animatronic parts, I'm gonna assume. Oh, the animatronic parts are here. So the locks would go out, and then the parts would suffocate him or some shit? I'm not understanding.
Animatronic parts together.
It looks like it looks like the locks go through and stab him, I think.
From a game that I'm pretty sure needs no introduction at all.
So
I decided to make this thing. This looks like a rejected saw trap, and that's basically what it is. See, when you put your hand in this thing, like right here, there's two spikes. I don't know if you can see them. So if you can see that, those are those two spikes right there. And when your hand gets caught in here, when your hand goes in these two things, your hand gets caught between those spikes, and when you have to move your hand out of it, it gets pretty bad. You know what? Let me show you. So let's just say that this bottle of Red 40 is your arm. Okay. Once the spring locks go off, your arm is pretty much stuck.
Oh shit.
And if you try to move, well... And then the worst part is that
you know what? I think we've always needed this video to actually like visualize that.
Bottle of Red 40 is your arm. Once the spring locks go off, your arm is pretty much stuck.
Yeah.
And if you try to move, well,
locked in place.
The worst part is that you can't get it out because it's stuck inside the bottle. The more you try to struggle, the more it comes out, and the more it's gonna rip through.
Damn.
Oh, that's bad.
Imagine if William tried to take off that suit.
You definitely do not want to put your arm in the spring lock arm attachment, because even the sides of this thing are pretty strong and they have a lot of force. So not just the spikes are going to be your problem. You know, after this project, it really taught me that spring lock force. So in the spring lock arm attachment, because even the sides of this thing are pretty strong and they have a lot of force. So not just the spikes are going to be your problem. You know, after this project, it really taught me that spring locks can be pretty dangerous. You know, before this, I thought that was all kind of bullshit, not gonna lie. But, you know, after this, I learned that they can be pretty dangerous. It's just how you make them and use them. And you for sure don't want to shove spring locks up your butt. I know they go fast forward really good, but don't shove them up your butt.
What is bro talking about? Oh.
So ours?
He said 5 whole likes and he'll make a whole spring lock suit. That's crazy. It's been 5 likes. I'm trying to see a spring lock suit. But yeah. Hell no, to wearing that in real life. That should... They're basically making a death body, a death suit. Hell no, to